Okay, question 17. We are asked to rationalise the denominator of 6 over root 5. So rational means a number that can be expressed as a fraction, and root 5 is not something that we can express as a fraction because it's a decimal that it's a decimal that goes on and there's no pattern to it, so it's very hard to represent as a fraction. So we need to get rid of the root 5 from the bottom of this fraction here. And the best way to get rid of a square root of something is to undo the square root. So how do we undo? What's the opposite of square rooting? How do we undo a square root? We square. So let's square this. Let's times it by itself. So if we times it by root 5, then we'll get rid of the square root sign. But whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. And that is all we have to do, because then we keep the fraction the same. Because we've done the same to the top and the bottom, it's still an equivalent fraction. So once we work this out, well, 6 times root 5 is going to be 6 root 5 over root 5 times root 5. Well, that's going to be root 25. And then we know what the square root of 25 is, so when we write it fully simplified, it will just be 5 on the bottom. And we can leave our answer like that. Part B, we're going to expand and then simplify. So we're going to expand this out just like a double bracket expansion. So we're going to do 2 times root 5, which is 2 root 5. And then we're going to go 2 times root 20. So that's plus 2 root 20. And the middle bit here, we've got root 5 times root 10. Well, we just times those together. Put it underneath the square root sign, that's root 50. And then we've got root 10 times root 20. So that's going to be plus root 200. Okay, so expansion is done. Now we need to start simplifying things. And I'm going to be looking at this here, because I've got 2 root 5. So can I change any of these other surds to give me root 5s as well? This first one looks promising, because I can break up root 20 into root 4 times root 5. So I know what the square root of 4 is, that's just 2. So I've already got a 2 here. 2 times 2 is going to give me 4, and then I've got the root 5 still left on the end, so that's root 5 there. What about root 50? Well, that can be broken up into, what have I got there? I've got root 25. Simplify it down, so root 25 times root 2. Why did I choose root 25? Well, I'm looking for square numbers, so then I can simplify them. I know what root 25 is, that's why I chose it. So that's going to turn into a 5, and then the root 2 will go here. So that's adding those together. The third one, what square number goes into 200? Well, I know that 100 is a very large square number that will go into there. So I've got 100, root 100 times root 2. So root 100 is going to give me 10, and times root 2 would just be root 2. So we can start to look at this now. Which pieces go together? Well, I've got 2 root 5 plus 4 root 5. That's going to give me 6 root 5. And plus, well, we've got 5 root 2s. And then we've got 10 root 2s. So how many root 2s is that when you add them up? 5 plus 10 is 15 root 2s. And that should be us fully simplified.